Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, Stan. I hope you're all doing well, mate, today. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here at Football Therapy, where I go across football news media, see what's being said about the Blues, consolidate it into an easy package to digest for you, the viewer, giving you my opinion, but hey, more importantly, asking for yours. Two big stories I want to talk about today: midfield maestros, or one midfield maestro and one midfield destroyer. Yes, that's right, Jorginho, a divisive character by many Chelsea fans, is reportedly being offered a new contract at Chelsea Football Club. Could he stay? Could he have been the answer all along? Sources, or the story rather, is being sourced from Italy, so... And N'Golo Kante, apparently there's a rift between him and Chelsea coach Frank Lampard because he wasn't sold to Inter Milan and wants to go to Real Madrid, if you are to believe reports from France being sourced from Parisien. I don't know the credibility of either source. I should probably offer that disclaimer early doors, but I'm still going to give you my opinion on the headlines because that's what this series is all about. And if you enjoy daily Chelsea Football Club related content, you should consider subscribing to Football Therapy. And if you go that far, you might as well hit the bell notifications icon to make sure you're updated when I upload. And if you go that far and you want to help me out, it means you must like me, yes? Please do drop a like on this video. Thank you so much. Oh yes, and also Twitch. I stream on Twitch most evenings, man. FIFA 21. You like football? We all like football. I'm playing Chelsea career mode. I'm doing Foot Champions. I'm also going to play different video games on my Twitch channel. Come and support it. Come check it out. Come watch the streams. Twitch.tv/YansYard. There's a link in the top of the description or somewhere down in the description. Yeah, I think lower down in the description. Twitch.tv/YansYard. Go check it out. Alright then. Let's get into it. So let's talk about Jorginho for a second, man. First off, shout out, man, because he's been really good, hasn't he? He's been a good boy. He's like, amongst all this difficulty at Chelsea, I've reported on it loads in Football Therapy. You hear about his difficulties at Chelsea under Sarri, how he did, he kept his head down, he worked hard when he was getting a difficult time from the Chelsea fan base, but he won the Chelsea fans over until they sung his name throughout the halls of Stamford Bridge, but that's a bit too Lord of the Rings. The stadium of Stamford Bridge. Jorginho! It was beautiful, man. He won everyone back and he's had good games. Granted, he's more of a specialist player and at times he probably looks like he's not the solution for Chelsea Football Club, but he's got a good story. He impressed Frank Lampard when Frank arrived. He made him vice-captain immediately. That's more than Sarri did, and Sarri was apparently his dad. So it's a great story. He's had some good games. He's definitely got a long, delicate pass in him. He's very good at recycling possession very quickly and moving the ball super fast. In fact, he could possibly be one of the best at that. But despite everything, there is a school of thought at Chelsea that he does not really fit the ideas of Frank Lampard's project, philosophy, and that's fair enough. I think Frank really does like Jorginho and values him, but there was this idea of getting someone like Declan Rice in to sit in front of the back four and do a really good defensive job. Seemed appealing. Kovacic, Kante, Jorginho, no one really looks like they could do this proper CDM job that perhaps Frank Lampard's football demands. And despite all this, and despite not playing sometimes, Jorginho kept a professional attitude, he kept a smile on his face, he's a great figure in the locker room, he's been away on international duty playing Oasis on guitar with everyone singing. He's a good guy, man. He's one of the good guys to have around. And, with all these links away, selling to Arsenal, Juventus, other clubs in Italy, there's been links. There's now rumours around the media and socials and a couple of journalists that he might be signing a new deal at Chelsea. And you know what? I only react positively to that man because he is a good guy. And to be honest, just because he's signing a new deal, or reportedly, there's a rumoured new deal, I must offer my disclaimers, I have no sources. That's interesting because it could mean Chelsea are trying to protect their investment. Give him a long-term deal as he gets into his late 20s, so it holds more value if they do sell him to Italy or Serie A later on. Maybe Frank's just looked at him and says, you know what, I'm going to make this work with you, Jorginho. You're a good lad, you're good with the team, I've seen you had some good games recently, let's have you, just as a rotational option. We need a big squad, and if we do choose to sell you, we'll get better value for you because you're on a long-term contract. Now we'll have to see what happens. I'm not saying he is signing a new deal. I am just reacting to some new headlines that are suggesting he might. And it's from an Italian publication, this original story, so maybe it leaked out from Italy, the idea of it. I'm not so sure. But we'll see what happens. If it is indeed a true story and it comes to pass, I'll keep you updated, of course, here on Football Therapy. Right then, let's react to some other news. Again, not coming from England. Le Parisien, a French publication, has said N'Golo Kante has got troubles with Frank Lampard. They're no longer as close as they were. Their relationship is, quote, soured because N'Golo Kante wanted to be reunited with previous boss Antonio Conte for Inter Milan when they were linked in the summer or in the transfer window. Also, the publication goes on to sort of state how he still maintains this dream, a dream that I've never heard about, that he wants to play for Real Madrid. The Eden Hazard, Thibaut Courtois route. Not nice to hear and very confusing, and there could be a big chance this story is of course nonsense, but I want to entertain it for a couple of reasons. Or maybe entertain it for one reason, as in play devil's advocate, but also go against it. I mean, first and foremost, Frank Lampard has always said he loves N'Golo Kante and he wants to work with him regardless. This is probably, if the story is true, the small chance it's true about him blocking a move to Inter, he's always said N'Golo Kante is very important for us. Before Frank Lampard even became Chelsea manager, he was speaking about him as a pundit. When he got assigned as Chelsea coach, his opening press conference, he says, yes, I know the value of N'Golo Kante. Yes, I want to play him here or here, insinuating he wants to play him in a two-man CDM double pivot role or something. And seemingly this was going to be a happy ending for Kante at Chelsea. And to be honest, man, he seems pretty happy on the surface, which makes me think this story could be nonsense. But he has been in and out of the team with injury, but that's because of injury. He has been overcooked by coaches. You could understand maybe, if this is true, why he'd want to go and play for Conte. I think he played his best ever football under Antonio Conte in his title-winning Chelsea side. Probably would back himself to go to Serie A and win the Scudetto under Conte. And, you know, Pirlo's Juve might not be as strong as any other Juves, we don't know. He probably sees himself, well, theoretically, could see himself as the final missing piece in Conte's Inter to go and win an Italian league title and challenge for other titles, maybe. I'm reluctant to believe this story because I doubt he'd kick up a fuss. I'm not saying the story would suggest he's kicking up a fuss, only that perhaps he's unhappy with the coach and that Frank Lampard also prevented him or didn't grant him a day off to attend a wedding, a friend's wedding or something, and that upset N'Golo Kante. I mean, that's just like asking your boss for a day off to go and do something without holiday. I don't really want to get involved with that kind of stuff. But Matt Law did speak on this story on the London is Blue podcast. My American friends spoke to him about it and he said, look, although there's no intention to sell N'Golo Kante, it's to my understanding or to my opinion, if there was talks or with a real relevant bid for Kante, the club would have considered it. And maybe Chelsea Football Club said that to N'Golo Kante. Maybe they said, look, if a decent bid comes in for your value, we'll consider it because we are looking to change things up in the midfield. But, you know, that's a big if, do you know what I mean? Inter Milan bowl accounts were skint. They were just offering like a very little amount of money and loads of players for N'Golo Kante in the transfer window. Something that Chelsea were never going to accept for a multitude of reasons. They're not trying to get loads of new players. They're trying to get one player from the Premier League and generate revenue to achieve that. So it was never going to happen, that deal with Inter Milan. So I don't understand where this story is about Kante being upset. He needs to be understanding. He's on 300k a week at Chelsea. He's the highest paid player at Chelsea. So again, you know, Chelsea, another reason why they may have entertained the sale, because that's huge on the wage book. And if he's not playing that much due to injury, you can understand why Chelsea's heads were turned. But by all accounts, Frank Lampard, he understands the value of Kante. He doesn't want to just throw him away. Maybe there's a conversation, like I said, that if Declan Rice comes in this window, maybe something could have been done. But by all accounts, that wasn't the situation. So I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this story coming from France. I do think Kante generally loves playing for Chelsea. He's won a Premier League, an FA Cup, and he's won a Europa League. You know, he's done alright, and in that time playing for Chelsea, he's also won the World Cup. He's highly valued by all the people at Chelsea. I think he's got friends there. Maybe he had an idea that I'm 29, this is a chance to go do something else. I'm not really playing that much here and it could benefit Chelsea, possibly. But again, this story isn't coming from the UK, it's coming from France. You know, these Jorginho and Kante, their respective international media groups are coming out with this, possibly. So I don't know what to believe, but watch this space. Will Kante go? He'll be 30 maybe by the time the next summer transfer window's around. I'm not so sure. I mean, Conte would still have him because Italy, 30-year-olds like 25-year-olds for them, innit? Anyway, I want to get your thoughts and opinions on this story, man. Get down into the comment section below and express yourselves. How do you feel about these two players and the two stories? Do you think they're nonsense? If you've enjoyed my take on it, please do drop a like on the video and subscribe to Football Therapy if you're new, and go check out my Twitch channel, brothers and sisters, twitch.tv/YansYard. Come follow me, play some games. It's going to be so much fun. Other than that, I'm done, mate. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.